Heavenly Father God, I just come before you today, thanking you for who you are. Thank you that you're always the same, that you're a strong tower we can run to. God, you're good and holy, righteous and just, and you've shown us great kindness in your Son Jesus and your Spirit that you have left to indwell your church. And God, thank you for Highland Rim Academy. I thank you for the vision that it has. I thank you, God, for these students and for their hard work, their teachers, their hard work to come together and to perform something that is good and true and beautiful for their family and for their friends to be able to enjoy. And God, just pray that most of all that you'd be glorified in the performance today. And God, we love you because you loved us first. And it's in your holy and perfect name that we pray. Amen.
Welcome. Thank you so very much. My name is Mrs. Tamby Price. I am the third grade teacher here at Highland Rim Academy. I've been here since 2012. And I have been doing plays with my students for the last 18 years. And I want to say a great big thank you to everyone for being here today. But I want you to know that even though I'm the writer and director and producer of these plays, there's no way we could pull this off without you. We've had so many people pull together to help in so many different ways, and we'll share a little bit more about that at the end. When we finish, we're going to be having 3 Aesop's fables. We will be doing the Lion and the Mouse, then we will be doing the Crow and the Pitcher, next the Boy Who Cried Wolf, and we will be finishing with Martin. So with that said, I would like to present to you the Lion and the Mouse.
A tiny mouse crept up to a sleeping lion. She admired the lion's ears, long whiskers, and its great mane.
Since he's sleeping, he'll never suspect I'm here. With that, the little mouse climbed upon the lion's tail, ran across its back, slid down its leg, and jumped off its paw. But before you could say, twitching whiskers, clump! The lion covered the mouse with his huge paw. You tickled my nose and woke me from my sleep, you measly mouse. Now I think you'll tickle inside my tummy. Forgive me, your majesty. I meant you no harm or disrespect. Please let me go, and I promise to come back and help you someday. You help me? Ha ha ha. You're so small, but I must admit, it would be a shame being such a witty little creature. Go, run free. I'm sure to sleep well tonight knowing you are watching over me. Thank you, gracious king. I won't forget your pardon.
The lion's laughter shook the ground as the tiny little mouse quickly scampered away.
The next day, 3 hunters came into the jungle. They made their way to the lion's lair and set a huge rope snare. We're going on a lion hunt, we're starting in the cave. This lion's such a fearsome cat, we must be brave. We plan to catch this mighty king, we brought this sturdy net. And what a price he'll bring us in the auction, we bet. When Lion came home that night, he unknowingly stepped into the trap.
He wriggled.
He swatted. He struggled.
He roared.
But he just couldn't pull himself free. Off in a distance, the tiny mouse heard a familiar roar.
Roar.
It wasn't a roar of laughter, but a desperate roar for help.
Roar! Realizing this was the same lion who extended her mercy just the day before, she quickly came to help.
Oh, look at this sad state I'm in, tangled in this netted trap. The hunters will certainly be back soon to slaughter me or to carry me off into captivity. Don't worry, your majesty. I'm here to help like I said I would be. Let me see if I can put my gnawing and nibbling scales to good use right now. The nibbling and gnawing until the rope loosened and broke. Quick as a flash, the tiny little mouse had rescued the king of the beasts. The lion was able to shake off the other ropes that held him tight.
Wasn't I right? Little friends may prove to be great friends after all. Dear friend, I was supposed to ridicule you for being small. You helped me by saving my life after all. The moral of the story is no act of mercy, however small, is ever wasted. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall be shown mercy. Matthew 5:7.
And now we are ready to present the crow and the picture. But for those of you who already know this story, I think it's going to be a little bit different than what you might be aware of. There's a backstory to the crow and the picture, and 2nd and 3rd grade would like to share the whole story with you.
Miss Cardinal, Miss Bluebird, and Miss Crow have been the best of friends ever since 3rd grade. One day, they were sharing their favorite state fun fact when Miss Crow came up with a marvelous plan. Why don't we take a trip across the United States? We can brush up on our geography along the way. That sounds fun. Count me in. The most logical place to start is Eastport, Maine. Why is that, Miss Bluebird? Eastport, Maine is the farthest eastern city. So it's the first place the morning sun shines in the United States. That must be where the early bird gets the worm. Our final destination will be Sutter's Mill, where gold was found in 1848. Setting off the California gold rush, let's review.
Three bird friends decided to go on a trip. Where to go they did pepper Bluebird for a tip. Let's start at the top, and we never will stop until gold is within our grip. So off they went on their exciting adventure. During the first week, they flew through Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, and Pennsylvania.
What's coming up next? Today we'll travel through the Great Lakes region.
Those are some of my favorite states.
All day long, Miss Cardinal is mesmerized with the people, sights, and trees of Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois.
At the end of the day, she made an announcement.
Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois have asked me to stay and be their state bird. I told them I would, so I'm afraid my journey will have to be cut short. We'll miss you, Miss Cardinal, but I know you'll be a great state bird. Goodbye, dear friend. What just happened?
They flew through 8 states and returned. Miss Cardinal shared what she preferred. She must part their way. 3 states begged her to stay and become the official state bird.
Early the next morning, Miss Crow and Miss Bluebird continued their nationwide trip. After making their way through Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, and Utah, they stopped to rest, revive, and roost in the mountains of Nevada for a few days. Can you believe we're just a step away from our final destination? Let's finish our breakfast and head to California.
That's when Miss Bluebird made an announcement.
Nevada has asked me to be its state bird. I resisted Missouri and New York's invitation
Across moveless they the two flew, till the Nevada mountains and Idaho too called Miss Bluebird's name, so she stayed just the same. For a mountain bluebird she was true.
Now on her own, Miss Crow headed off on the last leg of her journey. All the while, she wondered if there was still gold to be found in the California hills. She flew all day in the desert heat, and late in the day, she made so weary and disoriented. I was so focused on making it to Sutter's Mill by nightfall that I foolishly forgot to stay hydrated today. I've been searching for water for the past hour, but there's none to be found.
Then far above the trees, she spotted a pitcher of water on the ground. Can we get a poet here, please?
Miss Crow left alone on her flight, for to persevere sounded just right. But she forgot water and got hotter and hotter. Then a pitcher came into her sight. I finally found some water to quench my thirst. When she got to the pitcher, it was less than half full. The pitcher was high and its neck was too narrow. No matter how she tried, she just couldn't reach the water. What should I do if I can't get a drink? I'll die in this desert without ever reaching Sutter's Mill and the gold. At last, she looked around the ground and came up with a clever plan. If my beak can't reach the water, I'll have to bring the water to my beak. She began dropping pebbles one by one into the pitcher. With each pebble, the water rose higher and higher until it reached the brim, and the resourceful Miss Crow drank with delight. I learned a problem is not always a problem if you take the time to think. And now we need a poet telling how I got my drink. Our clever Miss Crow got her a drink. Shallow water did cause her to think. She started with care, dropping pebbles in there, then the water did rise to the brink. The moral of this story is, necessity is the mother of invention. As you know, we count as blessed those who have persevered. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy. James 5:11.
And now, here's the rest of the story. Onward she traveled to find Sutter's Mill, and when she arrived, she was given a thrill. If you're looking for gold, there's no more, she was told, but a cornfield she found on a hill.
In case you weren't aware, our focus this year at Highland Rim is we are really trying to appreciate the beauty in poetry. So we've been challenged to do a lot of reading and appreciating poetry, and we wanted to make sure that we incorporated it into our plays as well. So that play also included an original poem that I wrote specifically in with there. So now we're going to have The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Sheep down.
There once was a young shepherd boy who cared for the village sheep. One day, he took the herd up a hill to graze in the lush green meadow. From the top of the hill, he could see many townspeople talking and laughing while working in the village below.
It's boring having to sit and watch sheep every day. Everyone in the village seems to be having a good
good time, but I never get to have any fun. Suddenly, the boy got a naughty idea. If he couldn't be in the village with all the people, he had a plan to bring the people to him. Wolf! Wolf! There's a wolf here chasing the sheep! He say wolf, but don't worry. There's no wolf chasing us. Help! Wolf! Please, come quick! As soon as the townspeople heard the boy's cries for help, they immediately stopped what they were doing and rushed to the rescue. I'll come help. I've got my washing rod. I'm right behind you with my iron skillet. On my way with my trusty hammer. I want to help too. I grabbed my papa's rifle. When the villagers reached the top of the hill, they didn't see a wolf. They were surprised to find all the sheep grazing peacefully. There's no wolf here. All the sheep are safe. The boy stepped out from behind a boulder, laughing at the excitement he had caused. What a great trick I pulled! I fooled you all. That's not funny, Jackson. Don't rob Wolf in
knights and monks and even plagues. And during that time, Jesus' church had lost their way. They were listening to the Pope and the councils and the teachings and traditions of men during that time. And that gave the church of that day immense power. And because of that immense power, it led to a lot of corruption. So there were many reformers that came during that time. And one such reformer was Martin Luther. And we're going to celebrate him today because it was 500 years ago on this October 31st that he nailed a list to a door of his local church, and that sparked a movement known as the Protestant Reformation. And I'm going to let 2nd and 3rd grade tell you the rest of the story in verse.
Indeed, Luther was a poor man.